Good morning, freak nasties. Take some clothes off, drink some coffee, get that ass naked, and tune in to We Are Live.
You got 5 shows left, and that's how you start off the week.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Caw-caw! That's what you do.
Oh, dear.
Chris Denman, Travis Schultz, We Are live from Midcoast Studio in Grand Center, St. Louis. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make it happen. Big week ahead of us. Lots to talk about today. Had the Oscars, the XFL kicked off. It's a little football pun for you. Get it? Kick off.
I see what you did.
Lots to get to, but let's say hello to... if you haven't tuned in and seen it yet, this is a very surprising camera view. Aunt Chris has decided she's taken over her own life.
Okay.
Maybe some scripture
Yeah?
getting posted to Facebook, and it's time for a change!
Oh, what did she got for us?
The short-haired Aunt Chris. Good morning.
New year, new me.
I see
There
you,
it
baby
is.
girl.
Thank you. Yeah.
Looking like an angry mom walking into Target on a Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
I will fuck you up.
I can tell.
I got soccer to get to,
Yeah.
and if you don't hustle up, I'm calling your manager.
My resolution now is for at least once per week, the rest of the year, to ask for someone's manager.
You should.
Ran into a friend of ours while at Target the other day, and he wore a red hoodie in, and I just looked at him and I was like, what are you doing, man? What are you thinking?
He wore a what?
Red hoodie into Target?
Is that bad?
Yeah,
Wow.
you'll get stopped every other aisle, and people get mad at you
Why?
because you don't work there, and they'll be like,
Oh.
hey, where are the
okay.
light bulbs? And you're like, I'm buying...
I wouldn't
toothpaste?
think
Why
a
would I-
hoodie would get me questions.
Well,
though.
now,
Generally,
like
you
groceries-
shouldn't, but
No,
people
anything
are
red.
stupid.
It's just
Anything
red.
People
Red.
say anything red.
That's happened to me before. I was wearing a blue polo at
No.
Best Buy,
That'll do it.
and well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Did the person look at you like they were mad?
No, they were just
I had somebody get mad at me once.
really.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, are we serious right now?
That you didn't work there.
Right. I was like, oh, I don't work here. And they're like, well, you got the shirt. I was like,
Maybe
I'm
he was.
sorry.
Yeah, you know what? He was probably embarrassed that he was too stupid to pay
Yeah,
attention.
so instead of being like,
oh, my bad,
it was,
he was just
why
like,
would you do that?
Right, exactly.
That's exactly what
So
it
to
Your
cover
fault,
up his
not
idiot.
mine.
Exactly. He was just trying to cover up his.
You know, I would have
The great-
just I just would have taken the fucking shirt off then,
Yeah.
right in front of him.
The great Jovan Bibbs has a joke about black people being too prideful on that. And basically, it's not giving anything away. Driving away with part of a gas pump stuck in your vehicle and looking at somebody else going, is that yours?
yeah. We get caught doing something, and it's the most uncool thing in the world. We go play it off like it's somebody else shit.
It's somebody else.
Hey man, that's your gas tank in my
Right.
tank right now.
Yeah.
You want to get that for your boy?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm on a scooter.
All right, sir. I'm waiting at the bus stop.
How is this
I'm
mine?
not even behind the wheel of a car. How would that be mine, sir?
Yeah, it's yours, isn't it?
It is yours.
What the hell did I do? Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Good morning.
Put it up, baby.
Walnut.
All right, put it up, Chris. Last time together as a family on a Monday. Do it. Yeah, La Familia.
I got
Welcome to Brazil.
It's Brazil.
Brazil.
What's the most populous country in Brazil?
It is Rio de
I'm sorry,
Janeiro.
populous city.
Okay.
Oh.
I was like, that doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
Oh, does it?
I was like, probably Brazil.
What's your guess?
My guess is
You said
Brazil
Rio de Janeiro.
City.
He said Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro is my first guess.
I think it's Sao Paulo.
Okay.
Can you confirm that if you're gonna?
I believe Sao Paulo is the 7th most populous city in the southern hemisphere.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, that works.
My
But
kind
the
of-
capital of Brazil is,
Brazil City.
you're close, Brasilia.
Mm.
Way to go, Travis.
That's
You're
what I'm here
almost
for.
there.
I watch Reading Rainbow.
Can I do an early shout out real quick?
Yeah, we go. Yeah, why
Make it a
not?
shout out.
I need a shout out to my mom.
Aw,
It is her birthday week. as
happy
well.
birthday weekend, Mom.
She's got Wednesday's her birthday.
All right, what's she turning? 29, 30?
Well, we'll shout her out
say
then.
that.
Moving on.
No, I need to shout her out for going through an old photo album
Okay.
because there is a picture that is significant to what I am trying to do with my life right now.
Okay, what do you have?
There is a man who inspired a youth and has
what?
inspired a 40-year-old boy as well. A doorman in Chicago.
Right.
This is him.
Oh, wow.
We were able to track down the picture. This is the gentleman I met in Chicago that made me want to become a doorman as a youth.
How old were you?
I was like 7,
That makes
6 or
sense.
7.
Was it the uniform that did it? And
Yeah.
his personality?
Yeah, personality and uniform. So I wanted
This
to
man is
shout out my mom.
professional.
I actually have a picture of the guy that I've been talking about.
That's pretty amazing.
And my mom went through the photo album and sent me the picture last night. And I thank her. And I just wanted to show you guys the guy that inspired me.
Now, if you could wear that outfit 5 days a week for a
Mhm.
living, I can absolutely understand why that would be attractive to a 7-year-old.
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, I was gonna say it explains a lot considering he looks like either an extra in a Wes Anderson or a Pixar film.
Yeah.
Either one.
Maybe that's why I've gravitated towards the
No,
Wes
that's-
Anderson movies. That and
explains a
being
lot.
white.
The guy there. Also, shout out to your mom, who I assume took that photo. Listen, guys. This wasn't the fancy iPhone. Hang on. Whoop, we'll do another. Okay, wait. We've got 8 of them. We'll pick one. This was you get one click.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's blurry. Doesn't matter if anything else happens. And Travis, if you look closely, his mom obviously shouted out surfer pose, and he just nailed it.
I get more magician.
Magician?
Nah.
Job?
Looks like Tommy shooting a basketball.
Okay.
Remember Tommy's form?
Yes.
That's what I'm now reminded of. Now that's going to live with me, unfortunately. But I wanted to give props to my mother for finding that photo for me. I'll tweet it out
Big
a little
props.
later too.
It's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
Now, will you attempt, if you do land one of the coveted doorman positions, will you attempt to recreate his? Will you suggest to your employer, hey, not telling you how to do your job, but if we want a lasting imprint,
Yeah.
maybe let's look into this.
Yeah. And maybe I'll even ask them, hey, do you mind if I make my own uniform?
Etch in the St. Louis flag
That'd be
on the
dope.
lapel.
That would be pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think that maybe should be a pitch when you go into these job interviews. Go, you don't even have to worry about the uniform, baby. I got you. Just tell them that, and they be like, oh, I like the ambition, I like the initiative. And show them that picture. That's what you should lead with in your interview. This was the moment where I realized this is where I had to be at some point in my life. And here I am today, and you have the opportunity
point,
to
Travis.
grant a young boy his dream. Are you willing to be that employer to do that? When was the last time as you as an employer have been able to grant a dream? And they're going,
You have
know
a
what?
choice. You can grant a dream or crush a
Or
dream.
crush it.
It's up to you.
How often are you ever in this position? And then they would simply just go,
Yeah. Start that with like you,
there it is. There it is.
like rank your, like we all know.
Rascal Flatts
God.
comes into the lobby. Is it time, Chris? Okay, here it's my
How'd you get
wish.
Rascal Flatts? Ah, they're breaking up.
Not
They
breaking
needed-
up.
they had
They're
some
about their
time.
last tour. They got time.
I've been trying to search for this movie called Doorman. It's from 1986. It's got Bradley Whitford in it. So at first I saw it and was like, oh, let me watch this movie and do some research. But apparently the whole thing is like there's a serial killer going around killing doormen in New York or something like that.
It is?
And I've looked for it on streaming services and
Can't
elsewhere,
find
and
it?
I can't find it.
No, that's very rare. Now
That's why I'm like, this is weird.
now I'm a little bit more intrigued because every streaming service is everything.
And maybe I'm looking wrong.
You sure you checked out Amazon?
Well, yeah, you're looking
Yeah.
for a movie about a doorman from 1986.
'cause
Amazon has to have
I
it.
have Amazon Prime, and I
nothing.
searched it on.
And no,
I searched
wow.
it on Netflix. I don't
I'm
have
shocked.
Hulu, but maybe I'm looking wrong. But
Did you put it in the Google box?
yeah, I'm not seeing
And
anything.
you ain't find nothing in the Google box.
So maybe someone could help
Okay.
me find that because I would like to watch it as part of my research. I've been reading a few articles and such too.
Okay.
I was going to say that's few and far between. There are a few things that don't have credit or are available in some sort.
I know. That's why That's why I keep asking myself, what am I doing wrong in this search? Because I would think anything is available, and I don't know. Maybe I found the movie that isn't. I just find that weird. It's got Bradley Whitford in it. That's a recognizable name.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, this will be easy, and it hasn't been. And
Okay.
and apparently there might be an alternate title as well, and I even searched that. Which
What does
is,
IMDb give you?
I'd have to go back and look.
Okay.
The
We're gonna find this.
alternate title is Dead as a Doorman.
Dead as a doorman. I like that title.
So I'd like to.
You
I'd
would
like
think
to
it'd be
watch
one of the
this.
free movies you could watch on YouTube.
I know.
Hmm.
So maybe I've screwed this up. in
Have you
some
read the
way.
synopsis?
Yeah.
Pretty intriguing.
Well, I only told you the one part where it's a serial killer going around killing doormen.
So it is a serial killer going
And
around
then
killing
like they
doormen.
figure out a pattern, like what buildings are next, and Bradley Whitford apparently works at the building that is the next building.
Nice. Okay, I'm down for this film.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like this kind of drama.
You recreate it.
well,
Would
like
you be the killer or the one who saves?
it depends on who the killer is in the end. Like, is it another doorman? Maybe trying to open up some jobs or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, wow! Giving yourself a
shit.
better. Okay.
I'd be the doorman.
Yeah. Let's talk Battlehawks.
Okay.
Let's talk Battlehawks.
That's your transition? Let's talk Battle
Okay.
Hawk?
Let's
Well, I was
try it
getting him
again.
away from the serial
Oh,
killer
I was
talk.
going to say, you know what was a killer victory?
Oh no.
Those St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yeah.
That's right. XFL's newest New England Patriots, the St. Louis Battlehawks,
Undefeated.
taking out the Outlaws,
Nope.
taking out
Bob
the
Stoops
Mask
led-
Avengers.
No.
That's
The
not
old
bad,
time
kid.
train robbers with red eyes.
As the Battlehawks
Beat the Renegades.
beat the Renegades 15-9.
As the Battlehawks beat Sturgill Simpson's anime character.
What a victory for the city of St. Louis.
Ah.
What a moment.
Uh-huh.
What a moment in time we will never forget yesterday afternoon. Where were you when you first cacawed?
When I first cacawed,
Where were you when you first cacawed?
I was at Rosie's.
Okay.
I watched the first half at Rosie's.
All right.
Then Sean picked me up.
And you guys went to the unofficial but soon to be official bar of the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Now, I think that because Sean works at Missouri Bar and Grill on
You
Sundays.
say Kashawn?
or maybe.
I think he did.
Didn't
I think he did say. Speaking of
Don't-
Kashawn, I'm like, oh,
don't-
now it's all slipping in, huh?
Don't try and slide one
Uh-oh.
past these ears, pal.
Yeah, I
Kashawn.
I trust you.
Yeah.
Uh,
The track record is there.
Yeah.
Right?
you have credibility in this sense.
Kashawn.
in this
I like
sense.
that. Katrav. Pass me that cold one.
It actually reminds me of a skit I wanted for them to do, the Battlehawks to do, real quick. Remember in Super Troopers when they did the meow scene?
Yes.
Okay, so we all know that.
Right.
I need like in-game host or someone who does video stuff to go out, do a man on the street for the Battlehawks and ask random people about the Battlehawks, but each question they fit a cacaw in when they're asking the question. So it's like, how about this collection of talent that the team's put together? And so you just slip it in real quick and see if anyone notices. And then you kind of do
I
it.
like it.
So that was an idea. But Sean works at Missouri Bar and Grill, and he picked me up, and I watched the second half down there and had dinner down there as well.
How was the crowd? I saw some of your video.
Yeah. There
And
was
the
a
crowd
group.
seemed to be relatively
Well,
into it.
and I think they are an official Battlehawks bar. I was talking to one of the ladies there.
Yeah, how's that work?
I don't know
Does
exactly.
Brian Stoll just come up and he like takes a shot and officially says, "You're a Battlehawks bar."
They were
and
selling.
then he moves
They
on to the
declare
next
it.
one.
They just yell it out. They declare it.
Plant the sword.
He just
Ooh,
yes,
like
that's gonna
King
be
Arthur?
it. He just takes a shot of Fireball and goes, "I declare you a Battlehawk bar."
They were selling a shot called a Battle Axe.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I think it had some sort of blue curacao in it.
I
or
like
something
it.
that.
I do find it funny with this stuff, but this is all like, listen, this is fly by the seat of your pants. It appears it is a good start to a product, right? It looks like it's kind of real. Oliver Luck looks like he's got his head on straight. Looks like it's fun. The football was good. We're not expecting too much out of it. So my favorite part is people that are just kind of casually like, oh, hey, what do you get into it? And all of us dorks who've been doing the cacaw thing for 6 months, if somebody like spells cacaw a different way, or if they're like call them the Hawks, it's just fun watching all these little things develop. And I think it's going to turn into maybe something actually pretty cool. Like it could translate to ticket sales. Like you may see an insane crowd at the Battlehawks home opener.
I don't know. Yeah, I would
you
love
think
for
so?
that to happen. I think we talked about it for we've had some time to really think about how fans can go about and having fun with all of this. And I think so far they're doing just that. They're having fun with the cacas. They're having fun with the Facebook and the Twitter post. And I think people, if you have to look at the novelty aspect of it, I think obviously going into it, that's fine to get people through the door. But I think to your point, Chris, having a good product goes a long way as well. And I think that's what you also saw over the weekend. You saw halfway decent football. Like you saw pace of game was actually fairly quick and the rules were nuanced and the fans seemed to be into it. And it's a dead period for sports in America.
It's fun having
around
the
this time
coaches
of
mic'd
year.
up.
I think the coaches mic'd up is fun. I love Pat McAfee in anything, so having him on the
Really?
sidelines.
You're a McAfee guy.
I'm a McAfee guy. I like him.
You talk about a stooly stooge.
He's actually one of the few that actually still
Okay, no, I like
infuses
this.
sports. He does the quirky thing, but he also still
I think
asks
he's-
the kind of fun questions that real sports fans do want to hear. And I like how the NFL players also got into it via Twitter. They were liking the product as well. Reputable broadcasts like Chris Collinsworth, they were enjoying the product as well. Now, mind you,
I did like in the very first game, I think it was DC and Seattle. The announcers, I saw a clip of the announcers, I don't even know who it was, were like, when DC and Seattle get together, you throw the records out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good, kind of set for
Yeah.
what is to come. Like, you set it up nice, like, enjoy this, have fun with it,
Right.
poke fun at things like that in an inaugural game, something like that, make that kind of comment. I think that sets it up nicely.
I think also, I don't know what the future business plans are for the XFL, but
Yeah.
if it can be a development feeder league, if it can be looked as a place where you can pick off some coaching talent, you can pick off a couple players, if you could, and what I'm almost certain the NFL will do, pick off a few of the rules. I think that's going to be a
That's a
place where
good
it's
testing
going to
ground.
sound like a testing kitchen. It's going to be an opportunity to be like, we want to consider a rule change, but we're not ready to implement it. XFL, you guys want to give this a shot? So I hope that's what happens. I feel
I
like
think in particular what you're watching when you're seeing with the kickoffs.
yes, the kickoffs. I like the extra point rules too. I think the extra point rule is something that's very intriguing. I don't know if the NFL will take the whole thing, but I would not be surprised if that ends up at the competition committee, if a few of these rules ended up in front of the competition committee over the next couple seasons. I would not be surprised if that took the place. But look,
Do you think the NFL will do something like that?
The NFL
or will they be like, oh, I don't think so.
well, no, like I said, I don't think the NFL obviously sees it as competition. I think one thing that did Vince in the first go around is thinking he can go actually head to head with the NFL, especially when he didn't have actual football people running it the first time. So I think he realized his mistakes and he understands that NFL is king. It's God in this country. However, people are willing maybe to watch a little bit more football for a few more weeks if the product is halfway decent. I thought the product was halfway decent over the weekend. Like I said, the pace of game helps. We're not staying around watching 3.5 hours of football. 2.5 hours of halfway decent football with quirky rules and decent uniforms and guys you used to know from college could go a long way. I thought the first weekend was a rousing success for Vince. He couldn't, considering where the WWE sits in the stock, I think he couldn't ask for a better rollout for the XFL.
Didn't they just axe a couple people?
Oh,
too?
did they ever? They're making major cuts over the WWE. Their ratings for their new contract with Fox hasn't been the hottest thing in the world. However, it's still popular. There's still a huge crowd for it, and so I think what Vince did was very smart. He didn't try to cater to the wrestling fan here. He just like, look,
You
you're
need
not gonna
football.
if you're a wrestling guy, you don't worry about this.
And
This
the
is-
ridiculousness can be involved, but
Yes.
this is what I've always found. It has to be organic.
yes.
If you try to force it, then it's not going to work.
And you saw it with Twitter. You saw it with the Twitter accounts from the teams. It felt like if it's one thing that WWE does very well is their social media outreach. They do it as well as any major brand, I think, in America. And so to see the teams even with the gifs and the memes and the silliness and the video,
Embracing betting lines.
they're embracing betting lines. Again, something that we're going to see the NFL roll out here in the next couple of years. So I thought, like, as far as if the idea is we're going to be an experimental kitchen for football, a development league, a feeder league for the NFL, an opportunity for a second chance for a lot of guys who were on the fence or who maybe made it through the first weekend of training camp and then got booted, I think this could be that league. And I like the energy around it. And again, at the end of the day, it's still going to matter. Is it a good product? Is it something that people think is competitive? And I think St. Louis is in a very prime position to just really run with this because of all the major cities involved. The St. Louis is the only place without an NFL team.
If you are an NFL team, you're calling Marquette King yesterday, the punter. Let the those
He's
little
certainly
things like
he's
that.
certainly I think he's one of those guys that is perfect for the XFL. Is that he's one of those guys where he'll get a try out of it. He'll get another NFL try out of this. There's a team that will go, why the hell not? Bring in Marquette King. He seems like he still knows what he's doing on the field in a competitive situation. He'll bring him. And I would imagine that's going to happen with a lot of guys, and that's good. I think it'd be great at the end of the first year for the XFL if 5 to 8 of their guys
If one of
could
your
end up on an NFL
in
roster.
recent, obviously it's very near and dear to our hearts. But if a guy who you passed on 5 times, no pun intended, and then made some hay in the old Arena League, became a Hall of Famer recently, well then we can always kind of keep our eyes open on products like
That's
this.
when I first saw Kurt Warner play.
I did too. First time I saw Kurt Warner was in NFL Europe. Actually, was the first time I saw Kurt
Ryan
Warner.
Fire.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm talking.
I was in the Arena Football League.
I was live at a game.
Uh-huh.
The first time I was at a game with Kurt Warner playing was when he was with the Iowa Barnstormers.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first time I ever saw the
That's
guy.
crazy.
Jim Thomas of the Post-Dispatch, normally covers the Blues, was at the first
He
game.
was. He made a detour.
He had a tweet that made me laugh. It says in the Battlehawks press notes that kicker Russolino was first-team All-Pro in 2016 in the China Arena Football
I
League.
did not even know that was a thing.
He goes, at this point, I have no choice but to take their word for it.
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
But you know, I don't know. Maybe you'll see more of these stories at the time. It obviously makes sense to let the football speak for itself. But you want to hear some of those stories. Some of those stories are great to hear because that's how you get the casual fan involved. You want, obviously, that rooting interest. And I think here in St. Louis, that was fun to see. People in St. Louis like rooting on St. Louis things. And I think the XFL is perfect for St. Louis because we're one of those cities just like, if it's St. Louis and they're competitive, then we have to cheer for it because we have to show the world that we're better than what we've been told. And so the XFL is perfect because you can have the idiots who are like, yeah, take that, Cronky. And then you can have the goof nuts who just want to get drunk on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon who's like,
Goof
hey,
nuts.
Never heard it, I'll take it.
these Battlehawks, they can go all the way. They can get all the way to the Randy Savage Cup. I don't know what the name of the final is. I'm sorry.
That
if I
would
was-
go over
that-
well.
It would. But I thought the energy and
Macho
everything.
Man Cup.
I
I'll
don't
be
know.
eating Slim Jims.
I'm excited. Look, this is fun. I just hope people have fun with it. Have fun with it. Don't get caught up in the bullshit. Have fun with it. And it seems like people are. I love
They
the
were.
crowd in D.C. The crowd in D.C. was packed. It was at a soccer stadium, but I thought that was perfect.
No, you
They were
can't.
having fun at Missouri Bar and Grill. And I have some video of what happened after the game.
Okay.
And this is what they were doing after scores as well. There was a group sitting at a table, and this is what they had going on.
I love that that's a makeshift Bills bar.
It is. They're official Bills bar as well.
And did I see a cameo appearance by the hero himself, Sean?
That
in
was
that
Sean.
pic?
Yeah, Sean was bartending.
on the
Oh,
clock.
Kashan, as I like to call him now.
Kashan, yeah.
Kashan is better.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this your doing? Did you
What?
write this and hand it out?
No.
This seems like this will be up your
Yeah,
alley.
because you've been trying to get this chant
Yeah,
going.
you have
or
been trying to get a
something.
chant going.
I'm going looking for any. I mean, we could have multiple chants. We
Those
want-
people just
love
made
it.
that up.
I guess, because they were doing it after scores, and then they did it. They were trying to decide if they should do it when the Battlehawks got the interception that sealed the game at the
Right.
end there. They're like, well, just wait till the end, because I was trying to figure out. I wanted to video them because I saw it 2 other times from them. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, I need to get this. This will be great. So you have fans organically developing chants for the games and everything like that.
I really do. And I sincerely mean this. I really do hope people embrace it. I think it can be funny for St. Louis, even for folks to like get warmed up for the MLS. Like work on your chants. Come together as a community. Why the hell not? And I think the fact that for the
That
first
means we need a training montage.
very true. Well, look for the
Think
next
80s.
for the next month and a half, you're going to be watching maybe Illinois and Mizzou basketball. You're going to watch some NBA
Oh, Kansas
potentially,
basketball.
but for the most part, everybody here in St. Louis is going to be watching a little bit of hockey, a little bit of spring training. Why not offer a little bit of Battlehawks? You're not doing shit. Why the hell not?
I'm excited. I'm excited that we'll have less of the. Well, this reliever who's probably going to get cut and not even asked to go to the minors is in the best shape of his life. We'll talk about that for 2 hours after the break.
I just
We
yeah.
won't see that as much. So less
Yeah.
Cardinals coverage. I'm all for Cardinals coverage, but just in the general conversation, this gives you one more. Oh, this is fun. Birch, he got his tickets for the home opener.
Great.
A lot of people. I ran. I can't remember.
It's Mardi
if we were
Gras
already live
weekend.
yet.
Why the hell not?
My cousin.
It's on Sunday. It's on the Sunday of Mardi Gras weekend, and I think that's
I
perfect.
might want to call in on Monday. Everybody
a
that's
long one.
It's gonna be a long one. That's definitely gonna.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Birch is coming up. That is so cool. I love that. Come on, why the hell not? It's $25. Lower bowl. Come, let's at least make a. And I think one thing I think the XFL really wants to nail is the television more than anything else. The television deal
Well, you could see-
they have
Yeah,
with Fox and ESPN
everything
is
they're
brilliant.
everything they're doing with the coaches mic'd up,
Mm-hmm.
the interviews right away on the sideline and stuff like that. That's all for a viewer,
Right.
and so that's what I mean. That is exactly what they're doing. You're right.
If you're the NFLPA, here's some. You got your 2021 CBA coming up. Hey, you can look into some of these things because you know they're going to be owners who are like, I like that. Like the in-game interview, I like it. I bet if you want the in-game interview,
Can you
you're going to
imagine?
loosen the straps on the salary cap.
Can you imagine telling Bill Belichick he's going to be mic'd
Oh
up?
no, Bill will never sign up for that. Bill will never sign up for that. But I do think.
No, I just want. I want it to get done, and I want what the first one to be videoed is him being told that.
Look, I always find it amazing. I don't know how the NBA were able to convince coaches to do this, but they do the in-game interviews, and they're pretty funny sometimes. Popovich has a ton of fun of it. But I know I did like the fact that after one of the kickers missed the field goal this weekend, they had a microphone in his face immediately afterwards. And I think J.J. Watt commented on it. He's like, whoa, that's brutal. I love it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think and I love that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it for the next 9 weeks, but I love that a lot of the NFL players, I even saw Jerry Maclin tweeting, a lot of NFL players were into it. They were like, all right, let's check this thing out. Now, you don't want to do what the XFL did for the first time around. You have those huge numbers the first weekend and then that major drop off. But like I said, I think the quality of competition was better than people expected. And I think the concepts were executed better than people expected. And I think the crowds were a little bit bigger than what people may have expected, even for the first week. So we'll see where it goes. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool to cheer for a St. Louis pro/semi-pro football team again. It was,
Yeah, I had
and maybe
fun.
the novelty will wear off in a month, but I thought, hey, that's St. Louis football team. And I don't know any of these motherfuckers, but this is cool.
When you got the Blues, you got you have major radio, major sports coverage, like press coverage. Hey, Post-Dispatch, 101 ESPN, the AM stations, they're all looking for content. So you're gonna get your push. Like literally, you had Temu
Jordan Tiamo.
Tiamu. It's Tiamu. Okay. He was with the Blues. They were doing selfies. Like the Blues were tweeting out like, "Hey, good luck, guys." So that lends itself some credibility. So I think.
Yeah,
it'll be-
I think as long as people are, and it sounds like they're not gonna be the AAF or whatever that folded league that lasted barely, and they couldn't get players home and get checks. I don't think it's gonna be that. Vince has put real money into this. I like the concept that when the winning team wins, they get $100,000. I think that's pretty. I think it works out to like a $2,000 game bonus.
Is that why the Battlehawks were celebrating the way they
Oh,
were?
man, did you see
in
this?
the,
Well, the Black Sheep just sent us a thing. Says the team pounding
This
hard
was it.
seltzer in the locker room after the game, and the footage of all the bars in St. Louis had people looking at tickets for the home opener.
so here you go. I got it.
This is after a victory. AB's gotta love this. They're shotgunning seltzer.
A Cocktoberfest miracle.
Oktoberfest.
Yes.
I think this is fun. And put it this way, and I hope people there's a lot going on in this world right now. Coronavirus,
Okay.
election season. There's a lot of things to be scared and
Get
freaked out
coronavirus
about.
from eating vipers.
But I tell you what, have some fun with this, folks. This is. Hey, I love it. And then you have to be happy for the guys that haven't played football maybe in a year or two, who thought their careers were over, who are getting a second chance. Like I said, there isn't going to be a large swath of these guys going to the NFL in camps this summer, but you would like to think a lot of those guys feel they have one more shot at the league, and this is that shot. And there are going to be a lot of guys like this year in and year out. And I also thought it was cool to see some of the. I thought we saw Joe Horn's son, Ricky Prohl's son,
Got the first.
touchdown in XFL history,
Yeah.
the new XFL. I think that's cool. I think when you can have guys, I think the college angle, LaDamian Washington yesterday playing for the Battlehawks, Marcus Lucas playing for the Battlehawks. Like, it's great to see former Mizzou talent or Illinois talent. If they can continue to start infusing some of these cities with guys that some of the college fans are familiar with or NFL fans are familiar with, they don't have to be stars. They just be like, oh, yeah, I remember we went down to South Carolina and they beat us. And, yeah, okay, I know who that guy is. If you can get a lot of people doing that, I think that's a good look for the league. And, again, I think if Vince is smart, and I believe he's smart enough to realize this, you can make this a feeder development league. You can't go up against the NFL, but you can certainly be that league that works alongside with it. And considering that the NFL brings in close to $15 to $16 billion a year, I mean, XFL be smart, like, well, shoot, break us off a little bit of that. We'd be straight.
We saw the chant, the fight song that was done at Missouri Bar and Grill. What I'm proposing as well is a song to sing in unison
Oh, boy.
before a game.
Okay.
So it's kind of like if you've seen like English Premier League soccer, or even
Try not to.
even the English national team before a game, the fans will get together and sing in unison "Don't Look Back in Anger" by Oasis. So you find your song and you make it yours to identify with your team, which is one thing I would like the MLS team to do here, is to find one for their team, whatever it may be, and sing it before the game. Now you can do that in XFL as well, and even switch up the words a little bit,
Right.
as was asked of me by a Twitter account by the name of Hunchback Von Castle.
Legend.
So
Legend.
so I obliged. I had a
Oh.
little time on Saturday.
Of course you did.
And he was asking for. You're familiar with John Ashcroft,
I
right?
am. Let the eagle soar. And former Attorney General of the United States of America.
You nailed it, Travis. Here you go.
It's time to let the mighty
Battlehawk.
soar once more. Let the
Battlehawk.
soar like she's never soared before. From rocky coast to golden shore. Let
John
the
Ashcroft was a
mighty
horrible man and a terrible Attorney General.
soar with healing
But he does have a pretty nice
wings.
jazz club voice.
Beneath her sings. Only God, no other kings. Let the mighty
Battlehawk.
soar.
an
I
idea.
like the ad libs, by the way.
Just an idea.
I like that. By the way, I wish I was a producer. I would remix the shit out of that. I would sample the hell out of that. But here's another thing. Like, John Ashcroft lost the election to a dead guy. He lost to Carnahan, right?
I don't
And then I
remember.
think the year he lost, he lost the election to Carnahan, who was on the ballot after the plane crash. John Ashcroft was then made Attorney General following that. Was he Bush's first Attorney General?
Might have been. I
I
don't
think
know.
he was Bush's first as AG, and he wasn't good. He was vilified for obvious reasons, but that especially.
He was part of the. I guess there was a group called the Singing Senators. And I don't know who all was in it. I'm gonna try and look that up. But he likes those hymnals or something like that.
Good for him.
Let's see. The Singing Senators were a group of U.S. Republican senators who sang as a barbershop quartet. It was John Ashcroft. He was the baritone. Larry Craig out of Idaho. He was the lead. James Jeffords out of Vermont was the tenor.
Okay.
And Trent Lott
Wow.
out of Mississippi was the bass. So that was the Singing Senators.
John David Ashcroft.
He did lose to Carnahan.
That's what I thought. He was they served as the 50th governor of Missouri
Hmm.
and the U.S. senator from Missouri.
Yeah, what else you got?
Let me see. I'm trying to find that where he lost. His son has served as state. Okay, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he was still serving as. Oh yeah, that's right.
Who are you talking to right now?
Jay Ashcroft. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know who you're talking to.
Very, very interesting political career. Just very, very fascinating.
Jay Ashcroft is his son.
Yeah.
The one who's proposing that Missouri go to the caucus system
Yes.
for primaries.
Yes. Like
What a terrible time.
what I love is that it's gotten to the point where now they say the quiet parts loudly now. Oh, another way to confuse people when it comes to voting? Oh, bring on the caucus system, baby.
Well, he did say it would save the state money. So
Of course it would.
$9 million.
Hmm.
So that's all. Caw.
Caw, boys and
Caw,
girls. Should be a big day for our good friends at Buy Jack. I saw a T-shirt preview from our good friend Brendan Schaefer. It's Throwing Samoan for Jordan Tiemu. So it looks like we're going to have a Throwing Samoan Buy Jack shirt probably rolling out sometime today.
Oh, Schaefer's implored by Jack to do that?
He isn't employed anything today. I think John's already made it.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
already
it's
made.
it's
And
already
he was,
gone.
yeah,
Yeah,
Brendan Schaefer was
he
already
was texting me last night about where to get a shirt and everything.
throwing
and,
Samoan. I hope sales do
I
well
had-
today for Buy Jack.
I had my call and order one on. A friend of mine at Rosie's had one of the call ones on. Another friend asked for the link because he wants to get a hoodie. So hopefully, yeah, he'll get a little bump here today. I know he was out and about during the game yesterday trying to get some things done. So that's good. It's a good start. It's a good start. Take that
Absolutely is.
momentum.
You can get that online at Buy Jack. I'll put the link in the comments now. It was a really exciting Sunday. We had the Oscars last night. Trav, did you jump into the Oscars much?
You know I love the Oscar, baby. I love this time of year. Ever since I was a kid, I have been very much involved with the Academy Awards. I can't tell you why, because no one else in my immediate family is into any award show. So I don't know why I'm the only one of my friends and family that continues to gravitate towards the Academy Awards. But I just love the ceremony. I love the pageantry. I love, yes, the celebrities. I love the celebration of film. I'm a nerd when it comes to that shit. That's always been fun to me ever since I was a child. So I absolutely loved last night, and we were able to watch history last night as Parasite was named Best Picture and the very first foreign/international film to win in that category. I believe it's the very first Korean film to win even an Academy Award, and I believe they took home 4 last night. It It was really cool to watch.
Now it's the first foreign film to win
It
it?
is the very first foreign language film.
Foreign language
film, yes.
Okay.
Foreign language film to win Best Picture.
Okay.
Has
Has anybody here seen it?
I was actually
I
trying
have
to
not.
watch it last night. The one that I had downloaded, however, does not have subtitles. So I got to find the one with the subtitles.
Yeah, you're gonna need that.
They're gonna need the subtitles, obviously. But from what I hear, and from my friends who can't agree on anything when it comes to film, they have seen it and they have all said, "Oh yeah, it's Best Picture. It's no doubt. There's no doubt it's Best Picture." Like it was. I've seen people over the last couple of days online just simply go, "Oh yeah, Parasite doesn't win Best Picture." Then, and it's a movie that's been promoted by a lot of people in Hollywood over the last year. As you heard the director last night, him say how he appreciated people like Quentin Tarantino, who when they were putting out their favorite film lists, he always listed Parasite, keeping it in part of the conversation, having people go out and watch it. But it was a stunning win for Bong Joon-ho, who won screenwriting. He also won directing, won the new category called Best International Film, which is the former foreign language film category. And they took home Best Picture. I thought it was a really cool night. I still enjoy the hostless thing. I thought they did a very good job in balancing that once more. It kicked off with who better than Steve Martin and Chris Rock. They were pretty solid.
I did see a tweet from James Coley. Parasite wins despite there being no host. I thought that was funny.
That's good.
If we're going tweets, there is some opposition to Parasite, actually, from a very close friend of the show.
Oh boy.
Harland Williams.
Oh boy.
Familiar with Harland?
All right.
Not happy. I think giving 5 Oscars to the movie Parasite is a slap in the face to people worldwide who have a tapeworm moving inside them. Not such a night of celebration for those being eaten from within. Hashtag shame on Hollywood. Hashtag eat my innards.
Oh,
Okay.
innards.
Thanks, Harland.
Innards.
I don't know why
That's
was such a great tweet.
that's one perspective.
It is.
Yeah.
We had a Missouri winner, Travis. What do you think of Mr. Pitt taking home Best Supporting Actor?
Oh, that was a cool moment. I believe he brought his mom as his date. The lovely Mrs. Pitt, I believe, was in attendance with Brad. I like how Hollywood responds to other celebrities because it's easy for us to go, "Oh my God, Brad Pitt." But it's something about Brad Pitt, and maybe this you can kind of say some of the stories we've heard about him being a white knight are true because people in that audience were genuinely happy for Brad Pitt. And I've seen this over the award season that people are happy for Brad Pitt. So it kind of leads me to believe that this guy is who all the stories you hear behind the scene are like. They say he's a very down-to-earth guy, a guy that does have, he shows his Missouri from times, his Missouri, if you will, from time to time. So they say he's ambitious guy that works really hard, that's incredibly talented, that apparently treats everyone like human beings. And I think that resonates with a lot of people in that audience. And people were genuinely like, yay, Brad, last night in that audience.
He's helped develop or produce or whatever it might be a lot of films.
A lot of progressive.
With featuring African Americans
Yes.
in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would Black Twitter respond if his next thing was a black woman?
I saw last night. So one thing when he won that award,
He gets a pass for taking Tyson's woman back in the...
Look, one thing I saw last night, I was like, man, that would be the dopest new Hollywood power couple that would absolutely shake the world to its core. The person who introduced the Best Supporting Actor was the beautiful and always talented Regina King. And she was stunning last night. And they were walking up the stage together, and I think they just know each other. And like I said, Brad's apparently just a guy that people like, and they were holding hands as they were walking off the stage. And I immediately thought, oh, that'll shake the fucking table. That would shake the table. You're talking about icons. Regina King is an icon in the black community. And black people love them some Brad Pitt. That would shake the table. I would be game for that. I'm not into the big celebrity couples. That's kind of creepy. That
Unless it personally
adult men-
serves me.
right.
All right.
But I thought that was cool. It was Chris. It was actually a big night not only for that Missourian, but there's a local St. Louisan who got some love as well. We saw, of course, Bruce Frank's short film, St. Louis Superman, nominated. It did not win. That honor went to Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone, If You're a Girl. That was the short film that ended up winning. But in the animated, the short film, animated short film, there actually was a St. Louis tie. I actually believe it was a local company here in St. Louis that helped produce Hair Love. One of the local producers. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find the gentleman's name, but he does have a small shop here in St. Louis, and so they got some love last night. David Stewart II, he is one of the producers of Hair Love. He is also the founder of Lion Forge, a St. Louis-based media company, and he is also chairman of the 9 Network's board of directors.
You familiar with Worldwide Technologies?
I am familiar with Worldwide.
His father started it.
Oh, very dope. So Hair Love got some love, which is really cool. Matthew Cherry, former football player. He became the second former athlete to win an Academy Award after Kobe Bryant. He also gave love to Kobe Bryant last night. Also, during his acceptance speech, they talked about the brand new Crown Act, a bill sponsored in the Senate by one Cory Booker to prevent schools, businesses, and the like from discriminating against African Americans based on their hair. They had a gentleman, I don't know if you've seen this story recently about the young man who said the school said he could not walk across the graduation stage because he had dreadlocks.
It's down in Texas.
Down in Texas. And you're like, well, I've been at this school for 4 years, and that's never been a policy up until my final semester. And so, of course, that got a lot of heat. Hair Love was produced, or executive produced by Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. They, of course, caught wind of the story, and they invited him to the Oscars along with the producers and directors of Hair Love. And I thought that was a really cool moment because Matthew Cherry, throughout his speech, he thanked the young man, and they talked about how important the Crown Act was. So I thought that was a cool moment in the ceremony. The weird part, though, Chris, I enjoyed a lot, and we're going to get to the other cool parts, but let's get to the part that had everybody going, what?
Was it when Obama production company won?
It did not. It was not. It was
because
when
I've been looking for the president's Twitter all day.
I haven't seen Obama tweet yet.
Obama tweeted.
Did he tweet
Yeah,
congratulations?
he congratulated the American Factory, I believe. It was,
Okay,
for winning
that's what won Best Documentary.
I've been looking at the current president's Twitter account in
Oh,
hopes
okay.
that because look, Obama won an entertainment award. What do you think? Trumpy Bear craves more than anything.
No, it was an entertainment award.
So,
baby.
or at least his production company was involved in winning. So I'm paying attention to
that wasn't the moment. The moment was when Eminem.
Oh, well, real quick, Cherry, the former NFL player that was part of this, tweeted in 2016
That he wanted, yeah.
hey, I have an Oscar-worthy idea. Any animators follow me, hit me up. And then he retweeted it yesterday.
Huh.
I just can't let that go.
Yeah, he
by.
retweeted a
That
couple
was
years
amazing.
ago. Yeah, I've been following him for a long time because he's done a lot of really. Again, he's a former athlete who's talked about making the transition after football. He played a couple of years in the league, and he just learned. He just always had a drive to do film, and he's worked along with Jordan Peele and a few others over the years. And a couple years ago, he even sent out a tweet that said, I am going to be nominated for an Academy Award one day. And sure enough, I think almost 6-7 years to the day of the tweet, he had not only been nominated, but now was winning an Academy Award. So those stories are really cool, but the thing that really caught everybody off guard for me last night was Eminem performing Lose Yourself. The Oscars have their montages. And so they were talking about how much music influences us and how we hear a sound of a song and we automatically know the movie. And the person they got to play live at the Academy Awards last night was none other than Eminem playing Lose Yourself to the Oscars crowd.
Well, the greatest rapper of all time.
Oh, I knew you were going to go there. So that was a little bit, that was cringy because it was a rap performance at the Oscars. So that was cringy.
What'd you want? Celine Dion?
I didn't expect Eminem. I didn't think for Eminem to show up at an Academy Award, that was an interesting choice, especially with some of his most recent lyrics that are a little bit out of bounds.
You just want Hans Zimmer to conduct everything he's done?
Why the hell not? So that was the only part of the show that I thought was weird. Obviously, Maya Rudolph, Kristen Wiig. I mean, duh. I think everybody in Hollywood. I think they may continue with the hostess thing, but if they do go back to the host, it's very clear that everybody in Hollywood wants Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig.
I saw they left Luke Perry out of the.
They left Luke Perry out of the in memoriam. I feel like every year there's one person that somebody comes up short on. I don't know what the rules are or who's responsible for
I
that.
don't know what
but
you
it has
have
be a
to
tough
do.
gig.
We knew a guy
I'm not trying to
that
be funny.
won
What
an Oscar for Best Art Direction, and
But-
he didn't even get on whenever he passed
I'm not
away.
sure what the criteria is for that. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. Luke Perry, I don't know what feature films he's appeared in.
Well,
That
his
doesn't always
last
matter.
movie was the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's right.
And it
Yeah,
was,
they did
He was a
miss that one.
well-known figure. in
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, even considering that was his last film, and it's up for an award,
Yeah.
you would think.
I'm telling you straight up, we knew a guy that died that had an Oscar for Best Art Direction, and they didn't bother putting him in. So it's strange. Yeah.
I don't know the criteria for how those things work, but yeah.
Well,
I
there's
mean,
always
those things
one or two,
unfortunately
yeah.
happen. I think all in all, I mean, it's gonna go long. I didn't think
Did
it
you
went
watch Red Carpet at all?
I did not. I don't usually watch the red carpet
See
because
Spike?
I did see Spike. I did see Spike. I thought the ceremony was well done. I didn't think anything was out of bounds. You saw, of course, Joaquin Phoenix win Best Actor for Joker. That was an easy one. And Joaquin Phoenix, he was very honest. He even acknowledged, hey, I know and I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, I've been an asshole. I've been a dickhead on sets. And he said, I appreciate people giving me a second chance. I appreciate people not, and he kind of said the word cancel. It's like, I appreciate people not canceling me. I appreciate people allowing me to have a second act. I can't explain why I've been an asshole, but I know I have. And look, thank you for taking me back in. He talked about, it's Joaquin Phoenix. He talked about civil rights. He talked about humanity. He talked about veganism. He talked about a little bit of everything. Brad even got a little political in his statement. He said he only had 45 seconds to speak, which is 45 seconds more than John Bolton got from the Senate. So I would imagine there's going to be a few Fox News segments today that will rant on whatever Joaquin and Brad were talking about. But I thought it was, I thought all in all, the ceremony from the speeches to Parasite with the upset of the last 20 years of the Oscars, I thought it was a really fun event. I had a lot of fun watching. I'm just geeked for Parasite. I think that's so unusual for Hollywood to do something like that I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, I could tell. You're talking a lot today.
I
Holy shit, you won't shut up.
I love film. I love the underdogs. I love it. I absolutely do. So I
I
think
love
that's cool.
comedy at Sophie's every
what kind
Thursday.
of fucking drugs are you
No,
on?
no drugs. I
know.
didn't think it's you kidding me? A foreign language film winning Best Picture
Okay.
in the 92-year history of the
That's
Academy
fine.
Awards. That's never happened. That's so
I'm
cool.
just trying to show pictures over here.
No,
I
just
don't know
did-
when
I-
they're going to.
I'm sorry.
from
I'm
one
just so
thing to
excited.
another.
I'm
You got
just
some Oscar
excited.
pictures we can bust through?
I
real
only
quick?
had one other one.
Let's see it.
Okay, it's just a tweet that I enjoyed about the red carpet, with this here. When wizards from different factions convene a council because there's great turmoil in the land.
That is the lovely Billy Porter and Janelle Monáe.
That's great.
I like that Janelle Monáe.
I love Janelle Monáe from the Kansas City area. And actually, I heard a funny story. She dated a guy at Mizzou while we were there.
Really?
Yeah,
Way to go.
She performed early in the program.
she did.
I didn't hear it. I couldn't hear it being at.
Well, she went
where I
first
was.
because Eminem closed it out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that
obviously.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But it looked like, just from the crowd's response, that it was enjoyed by a lot of people.
No, Janelle Monáe is a beautiful woman with a beautiful voice, and she's loved by everyone in Hollywood. She's just such an amazing talent. I can't say enough about her. But I had fun. I enjoyed. I love that stuff.
I know.
That's so cool.
What's-
You know how
what's so cool?
like it's just so hard.
Which
to,
part is so cool?
the Parasite story is freaking awesome to me. I love that whole thing. I love the director. That guy is so hilarious. The guy's like, hey, the only English words he was speaking during his acceptance speech was, yeah, I can't wait to go drink. And that just endeared him to everyone. Everyone was
Tell you
like,
something.
hell yeah, this man ready to go get drunk. Let's get drunk.
Let me
That'll
tell you
help.
something. Korean people will partay.
Oh, look, they had to, and then here's the.
They get down.
Well, it's a big. I mean, you have that with Parasite last night. Then Kwang Hoon Kim showing up at Cardinals camp today.
Oh,
Thank you.
boy.
I mean, actually,
Equally,
we should. I hope
it was
Jeff
important.
Jones, who's down there, is asking him about the win for Parasite.
got to be a big one.
That's where you get your reaction right now.
You do. And your reaction to Thursday night's happiest hour will be lots of laughs.
I'll tell
That's
you
right.
what, it's certainly award-winning.
Thanks, Travis.
You could expect a parasite like Chris to be your host this Thursday at Sophie's Happiest Hour.
That's true. Jack Daniels, Jack Daniels specials.
Schlafly specials.
Yeah.
Always a good time. It's been packed, so get there early, guys. Specials start at 4. Running out of chairs each week, so if you like standing and watching comedy.
Do we know the lineup yet?
We do, and it's going to get announced in about 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun
Tease.
lineup once again. That's right, little tease action for you. Going to see about your boy TM3 jumping on this week too, so it'll be a good time. We'll take a quick break. It's Chris Demmon, Travis Terrell, and Chris Gardner. It's We Are Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Chris Simmons, Travis Sherrill, and the great Chris Gardner here at Midcoast Studio in Grand Center. If you missed last hour, had a blast talking Oscars, Battlehawks, and more. Be sure to check it out on YouTube or download the podcast wherever you listen. Very excited to be here, and we're excited to be here because people like Tech Electronics, a local business with 8 locations throughout the Midwest, make that possible. Along with them, we have great people like Gateway Powder Coating. Travis, whew, I know you've been looking to get that cabinet in your garage touched up. You were going to paint it, weren't you?
Man, I was in the garage the other day. I was like, man, I'm about to paint this.
Well,
And then
you
I
should powder
thought-
coat it.
I was like, yeah. How about Gateway?
Okay. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information.
'Cause
I
I
like
know.
that thought process.
Oh, because I'm like, man, I need something fast, durable, and affordable.
Yeah, I think I can cover all 3 for you. GatewayPowderCoat.com for more information.
That's going to be weird in a week from now, where I'm trying to do live reads by myself in the corner of my house.
Oh,
Is that what you're planning on doing?
that's
That's kind of what I have
known
on
for a little while.
So that's what I have on the schedule
That's
right
what
now.
that's what you've been working on?
Yeah, that's as far as I've
your
gotten,
mom,
guys.
Your mom's gonna be going. What's he walking around mumbling about the Google box for all the
Yeah,
time?
I got this idea called the Google Box.
All those screenwriting opportunities, and that's what you go with?
Yeah, the Google Box. That's what I got so far.
Yeah.
So those are you guys. But thanks for letting me have a little bit of that live read. I may call you from time to time to do one with you.
I know I did 10 total in 4 years. I'd like to up that to 20. The live, oh, wow. You sure you don't just want to go get an Oscar right away?
Thank you. Thank you.
That was,
Gonna get it right. I'm not saying like I'm Chadwick Boseman, but
thank you for not saying that. That'd
I'm
be,
saying like if Chadwick Boseman is like, I really want to put on 85 pounds and drink heavily for 6 months for this new movie role. When he becomes that character, I can be that stunt double.
Oh.
So yeah,
Nice.
here's hoping for that. Maybe he'll have like a reverse Joker role.
Ooh.
Joaquin Phoenix lost all that weight. Maybe Chadwick Boseman will, I'm going to lose my hair and watch it thin out and drink heavily every day and have an edible before every lunch. And have no social contact with the rest of the world. Yeah, whatever that serial killer movie character is, I'm going to play that. And then when that happens, I'm like, oh, you need somebody to fall over a railing, sir? They got fit the build.
literally.
Literally. So
Nice,
All right.
Travis.
I had a great weekend of entertainment, Chris.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. What was your entertainment this
My
week?
entertainment actually is part of my Traview!
It sucks.
Oh.
Well, that's it. Jay Sherman at his best.
Uh-huh. It sucks.
It sucks. Welcome again to the Traview,
Uh-huh.
where I review something, Chris, and I determine whether or not I like it.
Now, how do you decide if you like it?
Now I have a barometer I like to use, and it's based on thing that brings us all together as human beings. That is. So if it's 3 or more booties,
3.5.
3.5 more booties, I respect that ass.
Yeah, you do.
If it's less, psh, that's what I give it.
A psh.
Psh, don't offer your ass to me anymore.
Mm.
Sometimes you got to say no. Psh, no, I will not take your sex.
When's the last time you said that?
Don't worry about that. Now you're just getting to, that's not your business.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just curious.
So I decided to take a trek
Uh-huh.
over to the old East St. Louis. You heard about historic East St. Louis. Used to be the center of the world.
What?
The Aztecs and the Mayans would trade on the mighty Mississippi for 3,000 years.
I don't know if that's right.
Have you been to the Missouri History Museum?
Oh, I have.
You have.
And I think I'm pretty close. And then right in the epicenter of
Do you
East
know
St.
what that word
Louis.
means?
Yeah, back, like I said, 3,000 years ago, back at the epicenter of of East St. Louis would be burlesque activities.
Oh,
Where women would often, for the gratification of men, strip bare naked, shaking that ass
Okay.
to music, generally something by DJ Khaled.
oh.
Generally. That was
And
3,000
another
years
one.
ago. Right.
Another one.
Did
So-
you know it was him because he said it was him?
Yes. So that's why, how else, he knew
But
the
how
record
many
books
more?
would need to know. Exactly. The record books would need to
Another
know.
one.
Who started doing that first, him or Jason Derulo?
I want to say it wasn't even them. I want to say Lil Jon.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I know I'm wrong. I know there's a hip hop purist that's going to come across this video one day and say I'm a complete idiot. So I am going to acknowledge that I'm wrong.
I was curious. I know the origins of that.
But the long story short, in honor of the traditions of East St. Louis of yesteryear, we and some friends.
How many
and
friends?
4 of us. We were celebrating a friend getting a new job, and his wife going back to work after a maternity leave. So they wanted to let their hair loose, get out one last time before they got to get back to the grind. And we ended up at a Larry Flint's strip club.
Larry Flint's.
Yeah, Larry Flint's Hustler Club. That's exactly where we were.
Is that billboard still there?
You know what? Can't remember.
Okay.
After some fun times at Recess. By the way, check them out. Not a sponsor, but check them out nonetheless.
Oh, how was that place?
Very cool. I enjoyed it. Second time I've gone, not a delightful, inexpensive time.
Yeah.
If you want to take a group of friends from out of town, you're just trying to blow off some steam, that's a cool place to go to.
Yeah, Grove is popping.
Yeah, Grove is popping. Shout out to the STL. I see you now.
Hey,
And so,
you
yeah,
didn't
so we
say
did
nothing but
that for a
words.
few hours. We did that. Look, they're open to 1:30 on Saturdays here. So that's cool. And so we drank all the way up till it was time for us to leave. We took an Uber, then to the east side.
How long has it been since you've been?
Ooh,
doing
it's been a minute, Chris.
Ain't nothing
It's
but
been,
a spin minute.
it ain't nothing but a spend a minute. You ain't right. You ain't
Did you
lying.
guys keep it 100 there?
We tried to. We showed up 100. We've had a 100 evening thus far.
Follow-up question: was it lit?
It was a Lithuation. That's how lit it was, my friend. It wasn't just lit. It was a Lithuation.
Lithuania.
So-
it was like Lithuania.
Man, thank you. Yeah, I've been to Lithuania. I know how you get down. But I digress.
You're a digressor.
We arrived at Larry Flint's where we're greeted by their motley crew of security staff.
Yeah. Oh, they got doormen there, don't they?
They are like doormen if they still had outstanding warrants.
I think I'm clear there now.
And we, of course, walk into the establishment, and the gentleman immediately checks our IDs. Y'all come in, but y'all gonna need to go back outside and spray down.
Why would you need to spray down?
That was my question. Y'all can come in, but y'all gonna need to go back outside to that car and spray down. And I was like, I see what's happening here.
What's happening?
Discrimination!
Was the bouncing black?
He was!
W-
Did
okay.
you just smell like pot?
Yeah.
Discrimination!
It's not.
That's discrimination!
I mean, if, all they're asking is if you're like smelling like pot,
But then ask that question. But they can't legally.
because it's legal there.
No, thank you.
Did you go? Hey, did you make people spray down if they smell like alcohol?
And not only did I say that, Gardner, not only did I say that, I said you shouldn't have a problem with them little white boys coming in, and they sure smell like something.
Oh, well, now that's a different story.
And that was not only a different story. Then I also said it's fucking East St. Louis at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night. How about you shut the hell up and let me pay my 20 so I can come in and see that ass?
Is that what you
that
said?
I
what you
did
said?
that verbatim.
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 Didn't happen.
He was 5'1". What else was he going to say? He was 5'1". What was he going to say?
What if he was 6'5"? Get out. Watch your thumbs.
Hush my thumbs. That's what I would have done to him.
Really?
So let's just say customer service wasn't the best at Larry Flint's to start the night off.
Okay.
But I'm in there. high as hell, and
We know.
and
Did you spray down?
I ain't spraying down, man. This is America. If the president thinks it's okay, he can go out and grab vagina. I think it's okay for me to go to a strip club at East St. Louis at 2 a.m. smelling like weed. Y'all not gonna get after the poor man who up here just trying to enjoy what he can in life and let the rich man get away with anything. So yes, I didn't spray down. And I went in there to support feminism. No, that's not the word.
No.
I went in there to support single moms. Yeah, that's accurate.
Well, there's a trope.
And so, man, their kids were literally there. They had a corner for the babysitter. Yeah,
do that
that's
now?
how they do that. You take your kids to work.
I could do that.
Want to be fair across the board.
I could watch children at strip clubs.
That was my first time at a strip club in some years, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Some years.
And
How'd it go?
I'm over it.
yeah,
That's it. I maybe, and look, it's Larry Flint's. And so my view of Larry Flint's, the drinks were delicious.
are they expensive? You don't remember you were
Yes.
too high.
That's better answer.
Did you use the
any of
restroom?
them?
I did.
Did they have a
Yes,
bathroom
they did.
attendant?
Oh,
Is that your
did they
backup?
ever? Oh, did they ever?
No, because
You got to be too much of a salesman.
I
in that.
never know what to do with them.
They're purposely there to be awkward. There has to be science behind the business model that said
There's no science. It's a way that if you don't have any shame in shaming
Yes.
dudes and drunk dudes into a little this, little that,
I just-
you're gonna. I mean, there's worse ways to make a couple $100 in
Because
tips.
here's the deal: like after each
Yeah, that's
cigarette I
true.
have, I like to wash my hands.
I know.
So like, let's say I was there for just a couple hours,
Right.
but it might be 4 cigarettes, and I'm there 4 times in the restroom to just wash my hands, which I can do by myself.
Yeah.
I mean that's at least $4 right there, right?
Now, they're
And that's
banking
just-
on your they're
that
essentially
just
they're
seems-
banking on your white guilt.
Yeah.
And it's just it transfers over even
just-
if you're black.
I don't want to pay
They're-
money to use the bathroom.
Yeah, but they also know no one does.
And why don't you just tell them at the door? I'll go spray down in the bathroom
I could have done that too.
if I want to.
My
And
issue
help
was
tip
just
your
my
man
issue
in the
was like
bathroom.
we're at the end of the world. You're not gonna get on me about something that is so.
Yeah.
Look, I can literally, as I walk 15 feet into your establishment, see 20 illegalities. So I think it's kind of an agreement that you leave me alone, I leave you alone. We're all part of the capitalistic system together.
Not me.
But the talent was admirable. I thought the energy, they brought the energy. It's like
Big energy guy.
yeah, I'm like it's
They
like
kept that in.
it's
they keep
adult
that
show.
energy?
It's like adult showbiz. Like you know
they
the
have a bear? Do
routines
they have
and
a bear
everything
there?
looks fake and animatronic. Everything is fake. Everything is plastic. Everything is the attitude, the obsession. Everything's a cartoon. It's a living, moving cartoon. And so it's like taking the red pill and the Matrix. It's just like I know how the magician does the trick. I know what goes on behind the scene. I know I get it now. You can't. So it's hard to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
So I have to give it. I'm giving a strip club, Chris, 2 booties.
get that. Oh no.
Wow.
So you
two-
don't.
Respect
don't.
that ass.
Respect that ass.
What about the actual ass?
I don't respect
Oh,
that
it was.
ass
Oh.
because they
'Cause
didn't
then you
have
could-
any.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, I ain't,
Maybe if the pink slip was still around.
look, Trump want to get 20% black vote?
Reopen the pink slip.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. That's simple. So I'm sorry to say, while it was an interesting weekend of activities in East St. Louis, I'm sorry to say that I did not enjoy the establishment.
2 booties.
But I think it has more to do with me than them. It's like I said, I think I'm just over. I'm not even trying to sound like cool bro with the progressives, dude. Strip clubs they don't do it. They used to for me. I think they were fun and they were entertaining, and now, nah. And again, maybe it has something to do with going to the right strip club. I don't know. Maybe I head down to
Yeah.
ATL. Maybe I head down to South Beach. Maybe that'll change my tune. You know what?
I don't
Probably
think
will.
I would enjoy one anymore.
I don't think. Here's the thing: is I think beautiful women deserve to be showered. I can't
Well,
shower
they used
you.
to have a shower at
They
Roxas.
did. Oh boy, did they ever! That was a lot of shower.
Part of the show.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like once you know how the hot dog's made, you don't want to eat a hot dog again.
You shut up with that, because I love hot
I
dogs.
do too. And I hate that saying because I love hot dogs.
Yeah, so don't. Let's
But
not
it
go
makes
there.
sense in this case. I would imagine if I found out how I knew hot dogs were made, I would never touch a hot dog again.
Plus, I don't really drink,
So you need
at
something.
all.
So you need a little.
so I don't like strip clubs. Even when I was drinking, I would just go get drinks and sit in a chair or something. Like it was never really my thing.
So as a side note though, was I wrong to get mad at little shorty?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I have a.
now wait. Did he let white boys in who smelled like pot?
Were you there sniffing everyone he let in?
I wasn't sniffing everybody.
Okay.
Here's
So
what I
you
was
Like if I was
it
saying
was-
if that's the case, then yeah, you. But
Here's what I was suggesting. My suggestion was that it's 2 a.m. in East St. Louis. Everybody smells like weed. And you're a state that allows people to smoke it medically or recreationally. And I would think it'd be good business for you to not turn away people who smell like weed. I don't like the stigma that you're attempting to attach to smelling like weed. You don't do this to cigarette smokers. You don't do this to people
keep
who
cigarette
drink.
smokers out your mouth.
So yeah, I know, but I'm saying is you don't do these to these other people. So stop trying to put this negative stigma on marijuana smoking when it's become legal in nearly 40 states. Let's stop it. If we're going to talk about marijuana, if we're going to talk about it and how it's supposed to be talked about, let's talk about it like adults, like how you are with people at a bar. Act like you've been there. Act like that's how I am with marijuana. Act like you've been there. Stop this little stigma, like little college kids need their little munchies. No, freaking CEOs in St. Louis. You know how I know? I sold to them. Nope, I didn't.
yeah, you did.
Maybe.
Yeah, I did.
Y'all know I did.
We'll leave it at that.
Y'all know I did.
Leave it at that.
All right,
I'm just
damn
saying,
it.
man, just get
I
rid of the
sold
stigma.
to
That's
him.
all of it. That's all I'm saying. Black Sheep can speak to it. Black Sheep knows I'm telling the truth because we both worked in Jeff City. We lived in Jeff City. We know politicians, man. We know lobbyists. Stop being silly with the whole stigma of the marijuanas, man. Got people out here on opiates and people out
Opiate
here
what?
on opiates. People out here on the crack cocaines.
Or just crack. I tried that once.
Well,
By the way, leave that off the resume. I haven't mean to tell you that.
What?
Leave the crack smoking part off the resume.
Oh yeah.
Don't put that in the mission statement.
maybe,
2 booties.
2 booties.
speaking of Black Sheep, here you go. My wife went to a bachelorette party in Chicago, and they went to the strip club. Travu from Black Sheep's wife. She said she got really drunk because it felt super awkward. Really drove home. It was awkward. I think she definitely touched a dong or 7. That would be just like,
Yeah. What's that? What's that on your forehead?
I don't know what it is either. It's but
it's Manuel's dong.
Uh-huh.
what,
Now, what if
what a job, by the way. What a job.
male stripper? It's a
So objectified.
It is, but it's so I don't know what it is.
now what
It is a cartoon, a cavalcade of cartoons.
I don't know if we talked about this, but what if a prominent family who once backed one type of drug got behind the THC? Even what if their name of the family was also appropriate for the product? The Bush family, Travis.
Oh no.
I knew where he was going with
The
this.
Bush
And I was
family.
like, how's he going to get to it?
He
The
got
Bush
to it.
family.
I was wondering how he was getting to
That
it.
was good.
I knew where he was
He brought
going,
it home till he landed.
and
that
I
plane.
wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to land.
I
he
wanted to
was
see how
getting
much
there.
anxiety I could induce from Travis for not getting to the
Nope.
final destination.
Nope. I
Yeah,
trusted
he
you,
just
baby.
sat there. He
I
must be
trusted
high
you.
now.
Yeah.
I trusted you.
Did it work?
He came
I'm
downstairs.
sorry,
with
I
me.
trusted you. Oh, excuse me. After our many of years
I don't think
of
you were paying
developing
attention.
chemistry,
I don't think you were paying attention.
I wasn't.
Bush family creating a reality TV series. This screams of issues, and I think, okay, so Billy Bush is the head of this family. He shut down Craftig Brewing, or he was the leader of Craftig. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if that was ultimately a win, even though he shut it down. He split off during the InBev buyouts, and then his non-compete dissolved or expired. He started Craftig. They're a beer family, obviously. Now, they are going to do a reality TV show. I worry about them in this decision. As we all know, maybe not him in particular, maybe not the people that are going to be prominently featured. There have been issues over the years with the Bush family. It is far-reaching, and when you have that kind of money and that kind of legacy, there are going to be skeletons unearthed. And if you're doing a reality TV show and asking for that kind of fame, things can get nasty. Travis, your prediction for season 1 of the new Bush family reality TV series, will it be a hit? Will it fizzle out? All I can think of right now is Megan and Jim Edmonds and how that's publicly played out very poorly. No pun intended. Rafe Williams corrected me on Twitter. I quote tweeted when I saw that. I said, "This will go poorly." He put, "This will go poorly, P-O-U-R-L-Y, poor." Like,
That's
so,
funny.
Good for
That's
them.
good.
I'm genuinely worried about this because
This
they have
is gonna
they got
be-
skeletons buried and everything. So
This is going to be
It's called The Bush Family Brood.
what channel? Who's picked it up?
MTV, beginning March 5th.
So MTV
Yeah,
is not
this is
Bravo.
going to
Let's
be-
go ahead and say that,
But
right?
they do reality TV shows as well as anybody, and this will be the biggest reality hit of 2020. I'm calling it right now.
I agree with you because it could
Bigger
be
than
huge.
Below Deck?
This will be the biggest reality. Yeah,
I mean-
MTV can do reality TV shows, and then I ain't trying to be funny. As a good-looking ass family,
Yeah,
as
it's
a
good-looking
good-looking
group of
family,
kids.
they're gonna relate to they're a Midwestern family, so they're gonna probably have some.
Just
Some of them
keep
are gonna
out
be.
keep them out of the helicopter.
Some of them are going to be mildly conservative. Some of
That's
them
the
are going to
fourth.
be mildly liberal. They're going to be perfect for this time of year. They're going to be so divisive. They're going to be so polarizing. And now this is going to be huge. This is going to be the biggest, one of the biggest reality shows of 2020. Look at that, family. I ain't trying to be funny, but them daughters.
Take it easy.
I'm just saying. Good God.
Doesn't
You don't
sound like
think
you're
this
trying
could
to be
turn
funny.
sour for them? It's like this is going to be like a piece of candy. I think that the reality show people should be like, listen, we're all assuming we know who you vote for. Let's just leave that off the table. Let's just
Good
have
luck.
fun. Show people what it's like to be rich. We can throw some beer history in there. Show us what it's like to go to parties. And let's do the fun stuff. I think keep it super sugar-coated fun.
Yeah.
Because if you start scratching away at some of the stuff they've been involved in, I
Well,
think
it's
that
not
could get
that side
weird.
of the family, is it?
Well, it's their relatives and stuff.
Your name's attached.
Okay. I don't think that, I don't know how close that drama will touch theirs. They seem like a very.
I'm saying I hope it doesn't.
I feel like Bush family that's old money. I think that's going to be kind of an interesting look into old money, old American wealth, especially at a time where people naturally criticize and rightfully criticize, American wealth these days. So it's gonna be interesting. I think socially it's gonna be interesting. Politically it'll be interesting. They like I said, they have good-looking families, so that'll draw in a lot of eyes naturally. So I think this is going to be one of the biggest things on TV. I don't know. I think this is just an upside. This is a win for them. And what do you get? A season 2? That's fine. That's
They,
generally the shelf life for these things.
They
Remember
apparently filmed a lot of it in St. Louis.
Interesting.
Hmm.
It should be interesting. I don't know how that's going to turn out.
We'll
But
see if
as far
maybe-
as I think it's going to be a big hit, but I don't think it'll be like
So
I
do
don't
you think it'll
I don't
be-
know if there's going to be any negative PR from this outside of them just maybe saying something politically that might rub some people the wrong way. But I don't think people will be surprised to discover if they were supporters of this president.
Well, it's not
Well,
even
I don't
that.
think
It's like
that's it.
some of their family history, as Chris
Yeah.
brought up. Like if it doesn't get into that, you will see
think
questions being asked
think
why.
you think people are going to criticize MTV for not going
Maybe.
in depth?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe that's a good thing for them. Maybe controversy sells in that world.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know the negative I don't know the negative side for them PR wise, because I would imagine these people have done the math legally, right?
You'd
You
think.
don't jump into this Like that's talk about the brass balls on you. You got that many skeletons, and you jump into reality
Because
TV.
even Billy, I think, and I have to go back and look at it. I think he had an incident at a kids basketball game a few years back.
Oh yeah, with a ref or no, it was a kid. He said his kid was
Something.
it was something with kids,
Yeah.
and he got it. He was getting onto another parent's kid.
I mean, you're
and-
gonna have to get into that.
Sure, I don't know if they will. I think they're hoping that people, and maybe you know what? Here's the thing: is can you not see a promo clip from MTV interspersing that in, and it adding to the intrigue? Be like, who's this douchebag fighting? Oh, I may tune in to see what this rich douchebag is about. So it may feed into more people watching. Like I said, I think it's going to be an upside, all upsides for them.
From STLtoday.com, the headline, which we know there can be much more to this, from June 28th, 2018, beer heir Billy Bush reaches plea deal in case alleging assault on a sixth grader.
That was from the basketball game.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's from the basketball game.
Bush, 58, was accused of grabbing an 11-year-old boy and pushing him into a wall after an altercation between the boy and Bush's sixth grade son. See, I don't know. I've seen that happen 540 times at games, and I don't know that, like, the definition of assault can be applied in that, but, like, I'm not taking up for him, but I also would love
Sounds
to.
like you're taking up for it.
Well,
like
they
you're taking
refused
up
to release the video from police. Like, I don't know.
I
Fourth
mean-
degree assault. We've all committed fourth
Well,
degree
you
assault.
plead
Just so you know.
And it's
on
also,
an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know. How many AAU games did you see? When
Did
kids
the
start
parents walking up to kids
breaking it up.
Oh, no,
Listen,
you
if
don't
I go,
put your-
no,
you
yeah,
get-
you do. If they're
the
if you break it
referees
up,
separate that. You don't get it.
bullshit.
No, don't touch my kid.
Referee can't.
I
You got a
can say-
14-year-old
You don't
that's.
touch my kid.
I can say I've never
Sir.
done that.
I've never. Look,
I've never done it either,
don't
but I've
ever
seen it
go-
happen.
You don't get on the court and grab somebody else's kid.
If
Period.
two kids are scrapping and the
they're
ref is
scrapping,
not someone who
that's-
can break anything
I mean,
up.
outside of the ref
I wasn't
being
there, so I
98
maybe-
I'm just saying, you're a grown ass man that's a billionaire. You should know how to act in those settings. If you expect anybody
Okay.
else to act
next
correctly
time
in that
you're
setting,
next time you're coaching a game
Right.
and two kids start going at it and a ref stands there and does nothing and you can break it up, we'll
Chris,
see.
you're taught not to. A lot of these
You
teachers
gonna let them go?
Chris, they're taught not to get involved. I'm just saying.
Are you gonna let the kids beat each other's faces?
Chris, you're taught not to get involved.
That's not true.
You don't put your. I'm telling you, parents feel a type of way about you putting their hands on their kid. And Billy Bush, lucky he didn't do that shit at Vashon.
Okay.
Lucky he didn't shoot that shit at
Have
Umsel.
you ever been to a basketball game? Of
I have.
Okay. Have you?
I have.
Yeah, he looked away when he said
No,
it.
no. I grew up with the girls' basketball coach at Vashon.
To the new Vashon.
Yeah, I've been to the old Vashon too.
Okay.
I literally grew up a block from here.
You said it weird.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Because they're idiots.
So we'll see how it goes. So we're thinking more. This is a hit like Real Housewives.
Oh, this is gonna be huge. This is
Rather
gonna be a
than-
housewife
Chris
hit.
wants Billy to beat up an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I was saying.
Oh, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be. I didn't know
Just
the
say it, you
housewife thing.
coward.
I didn't know the housewife thing.
I was just trying to get to that point.
I'll be honest. I thought the
It's like Trav at
housewives
the Jewish
thing.
Community Center.
Has the housewife thing actually outlived the TV show Housewives?
What?
Like,
I
'cause
don't
you
know
know
what that means.
So you mean remember the TV show Desperate Housewives?
Yes.
Okay, and so that was a big hit, and then this, of course, spawned the reality show version of that.
The reality show has outlived, yeah. I think
So I'm wondering, has it? Oh, so it has outlived the
I
actual
think so.
Desperate Housewives. I think you're right.
That's why reality shows are such good money for
Yeah.
those production companies. There's no
Cheap.
timetable on it. Like, yeah.
No, yeah,
You
and they're
introduce new characters with no talent all the time.
and
It's like, hey, go spill this and say you're popping a Vicodin. We got a whole episode.
and, then, and now with TMZ and social
I've
media,
never
you
watched
can
any of
create
these, I
fake,
just assume.
Yeah.
but you can do like create fake
We know the
beefs
formula.
in real life just to sell the upcoming season. So now one thing they'll do is you'll see, when they go off the air, that's when they'll do the craziest shit while they're gone, and then you have to address it the next 3 months when you come back on the reality. So it's pretty. I think this show will do huge. How do you think it'll play here in St. Louis?
I think it'll be big with the people you think it'll be big with.
I don't know.
There's a lot of people been trying to be the Bushes for a long time. That'll be like, I was at Deerbergs with them the other day.
Oh, you know what I should have said when
I'm
you were
posting-
talking, Chris? I should
yeah.
have said, don't beat around the bush.
Nice. That's good.
That's what I should have said.
Here's what I'm going to do. Heather McDonald, friend of the show, Obviously, big, deep into the Real
Yeah,
Housewives
this would
world.
be a good question for her.
I'm going to drop it in her fan group. It's called Juicy Scoop Obsessed
Uh-huh.
that I've been called out on. I got an email from 3 publicists that are part of the group, and they're like, "You joined Juicy Scoop?" I was like, "Yeah, it's hilarious. You guys are monsters." They just brag on all these people. They're like, "This bitch didn't say hi to me in the airport."
You guys
And I'm like, they were probably with their kid. Well, it's like, well, I watched their show for 4 years. I deserve a selfie. I don't know if you do, but maybe. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
According to MTV, the children are basically designated as the responsible one, the sweet one, the wild child, the ladies' man, the blunt one, the wise one, and the baby. Viewers expecting the family members to stray far from these characteristics are likely to be disappointed. And yes, at least one male member of the family gets hit painfully in the groin with a water balloon. Okay.
I need more.
March 5th, 8 p.m., MTV.
Eastern or
It's
Central?
going to be back-to-back episodes. This looks
Ooh,
like,
back-to-back.
I think this is...
What day of the week is March 5th?
Eastern, yeah. So, yeah, 7 o'clock, I guess.
March 5th is a Thursday. I just get together with Sean. If I'm not, manning a door.
Right.
The great-grandson of Anheuser-Busch founder Adolphus Busch and founder of the recently closed William K. Busch Brewing Company, maker of craft beer. The great-grandson, wow. That's old money, dog.
Is it?
That's old money.
It is. Beer barons.
That's the kind of,
It's beer money.
aren't you naturally out of touch growing up with that much access and wealth?
I would think so.
So that could make for a good TV. It's something about the uber wealth that we find so fascinating because
I don't know how much they have.
they don't have none of our problems.
I don't know what his net worth is.
And when I say none of our problems, you know what I'm saying? Like none of, like, they are not worrying about like bills. They're not worrying about advancement. They're not worried about a family member down and out, There's certain struggles they're never going to be familiar with. And when you see that on television, it's something captivating about that. Because it's something we deal with, obviously, every day. Even people who do well, you still have to, okay, I need to make sure that bill gets taken care of. Or I got to still make sure my kids get this. Oh, man, I got to have this. But to not grow up in that, I would watch the hell out of that. That could be a fascinating watch.
We'll give you some of the commentary. I'm going to post this in the Juicy Scoop group, and we'll see what we get back. I'm interested to see if, right out of the gate, does this interest people on a national level? Obviously, once the story, it's just, will people tune in enough to get the story on what this is, right?
If they do. But I think if you talk about people like Heather McDonald, who cover it a lot, if they really
it's MTV, so
Yeah.
people are going to tune in because it's MTV.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, then I think people like Heather McDonald can definitely just sink their teeth into a show like this, and you find out the intrigue behind the intrigues, and so that can definitely have legs.
They're going to have Clydesdales on this? I would hope so.
Ought to.
Don't do that.
That should be like a group challenge one day. Taming a new Clydesdale.
Yeah. I think you got to have Clydesdales.
Just think about the stories we've heard about the Bush family at the Lake of the Ozarks that have circulated throughout the entire state of Missouri. So you would think if it can get around the entire state, that somebody outside of it would probably find it very interesting too. Because we've all heard word? Eyes Wide Shut? Oh. House of Cards? Oh, that's some dark ass heavy shit. Put it on MTV. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if any of the other family's going to get brought up. That's what I'm
I
curious about.
think I know one family.
Maybe
that
they'll be
In
smart and
particular,
not bring it up.
Bush the Fourth.
But if you think about it,
Oh, shit.
that's one person who
I
probably
was going to get a live read in, but he can't.
enjoyed reality TV
Uh-huh.
is the reality TV president,
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump. Oh boy! Ah! Ah!
Damn it.
Like a busted pimple.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's so nasty. It's like he put his face in the Kim Kardashian ass.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like you eat that ass and they're wearing the Kim K body
Oh
makeup.
my God! Look how
He
wet
said
it
it's
is.
he said it's Photoshop.
No, it's not. Look how wet it
Yeah,
is.
but I think the
Ew.
hue is the contrast has been adjusted some, but I don't think he knows what Photoshop necessarily means. It's not like-
Ew.
yeah, that's something, huh? Man, because like look at the skin like near the ear. If you really wanted to Photoshop it or
Look at
have
that. Oh,
fun,
look how fat he is.
you would take that color and then put it on the rest of the face to see what
Look
just
how
the natural skin color
galumpuous he looks.
is. There you
Bring
go.
that same energy with Lizzo, okay?
Oh, that's sexy. That. Come on, man. If you saw a man walk into a bar looking like that, you would.
I'd say, what am I doing at this bar?
Exactly. You'll get the hell out of there.
I did see a tweet that I enjoyed. Just said Monday. So no matter what the deal is with that photo, it gave me this, and that's all I really care about.
That
It
is
gave me
great.
this. With Lindsey Graham.
He had some sharp words on Saturday about a photo taken of his return to the White House South Lawn, which is making the rounds on social media. The photo shows his hair swept back and an orange-hued line surrounding his face.
Yeah.
President called it more fake news. This was Photoshop, obviously, but the wind was strong and the hair looked good. Anything to demean, Trump said in a tweet, responding to
Yeah.
another tweet showing a black and white version of the photo.
Well, yeah. I mean, they show different versions, but
It's
also the thing is there were multiple photos taken at this time that show the line. They might not show it as in great detail as this photo, but they show. It's noticeable.
That's so gross. I'm just looking at how wet it still is. It's like he did it before he got off the helicopter.
This looks like your face-off theory.
Yeah, right? You can see the incision marks.
That's what all of us look like whenever we walk out of the strip club at 6 a.m.
There it is.
and be like, I gotta get home.
Oh shit! I gotta
And
get
your
this-
boys aren't looking out for you. Like, how do I look like I?
Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
you
you're
good, cuz
you're
you good.
All right,
And
dude.
your ass walk up in the house looking
That's
like
what
that.
happens. You're at the strip club and you get the face bounce into the ass
Yeah.
they give you.
Yeah,
Like,
And
I got
then-
nothing but cocoa butter on my beard for the next 2 months.
That's what you look like.
make me your little hamburger. Yeah, that's what he was saying whenever that happened.
A little hamburger.
I love, by the way, that that Mike Bloomberg's only in this entire race just to be an ass to Trump.
Yeah.
And the
Oh, he could end up there
commercials,
at the end though.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's obviously got the
I
money.
was joking with people at the bar because I think there was like a little Bloomberg get together in the West End over the weekend because someone was telling me about it. They were going to it, and my joke has been now after I got my haircut, I go, yeah, I was going to vote for Bernie Sanders. Now it looks like I have to vote for Mike Bloomberg just because of the haircut.
He makes my stomach queasy. I don't know if I can fully trust Bloomberg, but he's better than Trump.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
If it's a bullet I gotta bite, I don't want to bite it, but I will.
Now, like if I were Bloomberg and I actually got to the point where it was like me versus him in a presidential debate, which we'll see if that were to even happen if we got there.
Jeez, Bloomberg.
I would start trolling right away, like on stage. Like I know the American public probably doesn't like to see, a billionaire and a millionaire up here on the stage. Like I would start with things like that, just because
How
You know,
Bloomberg's not
you'll-
a big guy.
Only
is
thing
he?
about Bloom,
no,
I was gonna like if Bloomberg's if he
he's
could
like
figure,
5'9" or something.
If he could, I mean, dudes is 5'9" can have big hands. If you're Bloomberg and there was a definitive way, not for Trump to do the thing where he puts his hand halfway up yours, but if you knew that your hands were bigger than his, in the middle of a debate, just stop and go, stop, come here, and then do this real quick and just go, come on,
Yeah.
what you got? Let's see. you'd see him either crab away or
The thing is, like, Bloomberg, out of all of the candidates, has the most potential to do the trolling stuff.
And he's got enough money to get the best ad guys in New York.
Yeah.
And his ad guys are on freaking play some Hollywood shit. Mike Bloomberg, he is spending his money in the right places. His ads have been freaking Obama-like. They just been cutting and just brutal. And that's the thing I think, and it is resonating. And I know people obviously should feel a type of way about a billionaire being able to just jump into the middle of a race, spend his money to essentially, buy up the market. But the guy
It also
is
means he can go as long as he wants, basically.
true. And I think also,
And Grandma loves him.
and you know what?
Grandma likes him.
And if Mike Bloomberg is saying, if I can be the guy that distracts Trump long enough while the Dems get their shit together, then so be it. And I think, obviously, the guy thinks he can be president. I think he's also maybe positioning himself for vice or a role in the new Democratic administration, or certainly a power broker more than anything else.
You can buy an ambassadorship.
So we got the New Hampshire primary tomorrow. No caucuses, thank God. So we'll actually have a result by the end of the night.
I believe caucus.
The caucus,
Brian
the New
Hoffman
Hampshire
has been
caucus.
asking me to refer to it as.
Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders. It looks like they're tied, not in knot. My homegirl Elizabeth Warren. I hope she brings it home, Chris.
well, we'll see. I do want to tell people about St. Louis Counseling Services. The website is stlouiscounseling.org. You can see all the information and services they provide in the St. Louis area. They also have a podcast, Mental Health Matters, all episodes available on the website. I encourage you to check them out there, stlouiscounseling.org for more information. Guys, it's been a very fun show. 4 more left before the doorman and the weed man.
Hey.
You said it. Make things happen. We will be back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. Anything else before we get out of here, guys?
I think we're good.
All
Well,
right.
he's got his headphones off already.
We'll
so.
see you then.
Peace.